Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Trauma, and I'm bringing you guys another Infinite Warfare gameplay. This is using the epic variant of the longbow. It's called Big Brother. It enables your minimap to stay active even when you ADS, which is super helpful. I'm always staring at my minimap in Call of Duty. Like, that's kind of, I guess, a good habit to have, is to stare at your minimap, but I literally take it to a new extreme, so definitely happy to get this gun. I got it with the salvage. I didn't get it from a box or anything. I was just lucky enough to have enough salvage. And yeah, so I wanted to use this gameplay in particular for what I'm talking about today, and that is our snipers OP. And I go on Reddit pretty much every day, and I've been going on the Infinite Warfare subreddit a lot, and I've seen posts left and right saying how snipers need to be nerfed and how OP they are, etc. And I couldn't disagree more. And this is coming from someone that has sniped pretty much exclusively in Infinite Warfare so far. I did have one gameplay session where I was playing with a couple friends, and I decided to pull on automatic because I didn't want to suck in front of, friends. You never want to suck in front of your friends. So I obviously, like, when I play with my friends, I never want to be at the bottom of, like, the people I'm playing with. It's like, kind of demoralizing in a way. Like, I know they don't care, but it's just, like, I kind of have a little bit of a competitive spirit in me, and I never want to be, like, last in something, especially, like, when it's friends. Like, I can take going negative in a public match with no one that I know in it, but if I know someone, then I'm always gonna try a little bit harder and try and like beat them, or do better than them or whatever. So I would say I probably put in a good like 40 hours of sniping into Infinite Warfare so far. So that's basically what I'm basing my opinion off of. I don't want to say like I'm more qualified to make an opinion on this than anyone else, but I do think if you're gonna say like something needs a nerf or a buff, then you should at least be using the thing in question. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying anyone on Reddit was saying that this needs a nerf and they weren't qualified enough, or they haven't used a sniper enough to make a decision. I just think like you remember certain deaths sometimes a lot more than other deaths. Like, you can die 20 times to a machine gun or like an SMG or an AR or whatever, but then you die one time in a game to a sniper, and you remember that one sniper death. You remember. You're like, motherfucker, I was 2 feet away from you and you one shot killed me. That is bullshit. But it's like, at the end of the day, this is the thing too. A lot of people are making this argument, which I absolutely hate. And this might turn into a bit of a rant here, because I see this argument every day on Reddit, and I hate it so much. They're saying that dying from a sniper from close range is unrealistic. And I have news for you guys that say that. Call of Duty is not a realistic game. Like, did you not notice the fucking robot dog that was running at you on all fours? Did you not notice the fucking shield that I can pull out and go into a full sprint and bash you upside the head with? Like, this isn't close to realism. I have a jetpack on my back. This isn't Arma. This isn't even Battlefield levels of realism. So I hate that argument so much. Now, realism aside, you could still make an argument if you think snipers are OP or balanced or underpowered. And when I first started playing this, I thought snipers were super, super underpowered. And that's mainly because I haven't sniped in a while. Like, I used to be only a sniper. Like, when I played Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4, all the way up until, I would say, Black Ops 1. Even in Black Ops 1, no. So I would say all the way up until, honestly, up until probably Advanced Warfare, because I love the sniping in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 1, I didn't like the sniping. It was super hard. It was probably the hardest game to snipe in, but I still, like, tried to struggle through it. I was just, like, really bad at it. So I've sniped in every single game, and, like, I feel like this is probably one of the more balanced games. Black Ops 3 was also pretty balanced. I would compare it a lot to Black Ops 3, but it's just they balance it a little differently. So in Black Ops 3, as pretty much everyone knows that has ever used a sniper in Black Ops 3, there's no aim assist, so you can't do things like drag scoping. You have to play on a very low sensitivity. Like 6 is pretty much as high as you can go, unless you're insane. Like, if you're like super good with a sniper, maybe you can bump it up a little higher, but I found 6 was the best one that worked for me. So um, the guns in this game are balanced. It has nothing to do with aim assist. The aim assist is there. I think it's just as much as pretty much every other Call of Duty for sniping. So you do still have aim assist, but the guns are where the sniper balancing comes into play. So the longbow, that's the gun I'm using in this gameplay. The longbow has super high damage, but is very, very slow. If you miss a shot, then you should be dead. Like, if you die to the longbow after they missed a shot, I feel like that's on you. Like, you should be able to kill that sniper. Obviously, from like super long range, it may be a different story. They might be able to get 2 shots off. But for the most part, and that's another thing, like people complaining about dying up close. If they miss a shot with the longbow, they're pretty much dead. They have no time. It's too slow. And another thing is, too, even at long range, when you're long range sniping, after you shoot once with the longbow, you're instantly kicked out of ADS. You can't sit in there and hard scope and stay in your ADS and just keep firing off shots. Every time you shoot, you're kicked out of ADS. Now, moving on to the Widowmaker, it's basically the exact opposite of the longbow. So the longbow does super high damage and is super slow, but the Widowmaker does pretty much no damage, but is pretty fast. It reminds me a lot of the Intervention. It even looks like the Intervention, and it kind of it feels like the Intervention to me. Like, I haven't played Modern Warfare 2 in a very long time, but maybe it's just because it looks like it, honestly, but speed-wise, it definitely reminds me of the Intervention, even with Sleight of Hand Pro on. So it's very speedy, but you have to hit both bullets. It's a 2-round burst sniper rifle, so you have to hit both of those bullets, and you have to hit them in the chest or the head. So you can't drag scope. If you drag scope, you're probably going to hit one bullet, miss the other one. And I find, and this might be me, I don't know, this isn't based off any actual research or anything, so take this with a grain of salt. It feels like you have to stay scoped in a little bit longer for that second bullet to land. And like I said, that's not based on anything. It might just be lag or something. That's just what it feels like to me. You have to kind of stay zoomed in a little bit longer for that second bullet to definitely hit. So I think in that way, how different those guns are, that's Infinity Ward's way of balancing sniper rifles. That's the, like, decision that they made on how to balance these things. They kept in things like aim assist, and they stuck to the balancing on just the guns. Now, as far as the EBR goes, I have not used it enough to make an actual decision on whether or not I think it's OP. I think it would be unfair of me to say whether or not it's OP or balanced. I have picked it up once or twice, and I did make a class for it once. I just didn't. It's just not my type of gun. A semi-automatic sniper's never been the thing for me, except maybe the AS-50 in Modern Warfare 3. That gun was absolutely insane. Like, you want to talk about balance issues, the AS-50 in Modern Warfare 3, my god, did that thing shred. And I mean, the MSR and the Bear were both really good too. Like, I think of all the games in Call of Duty history to complain about sniper balancing, this is a very odd one. I think it's because people have been playing Black Ops 3 so much, and Black Ops 3 was a game where sniping, obviously, like we just talked about, was balanced just in a different way. So maybe they didn't run into it as much. I think maybe Black Ops 3, it took a little bit longer to pick up. But this game, like, you cannot pick up this sniper rifle in Infinite Warfare and just start dominating with it. It's just, you're not going to do it. I'm sorry. Like, people that think that just have not used the sniper rifle. And I can tell you that from experience. Like I said, I was completely garbage with this thing when I first started using it. And that's coming from someone that has sniped a lot in Call of Duty. So I'm kind of getting a little off track. I wanted to say one more thing about the EBR. If you're claiming the EBR assault rifle mode is OP, I would probably agree with you. And I think, honestly, switching an AR into an SMG into an AR, or obviously a sniper into an AR in this case, I think all of that is, like, super cheesy, and honestly, I would prefer none of that to be in the game, because I just think it's kind of not newbie, but it's just kind of unbalanced. It seems super unbalanced to me. Some of the variants are a little shitty too, like the SMG that can turn into a shotgun. Maybe it's just an underbarrel shotgun, I don't remember. But either way, like an SMG that can also double as a shotgun, like, I think anything like that where you get 2 guns in one is, like, so lame. It's beyond lame. So if you say the EBR is OP, I would probably tend to agree with you. There was one last thing I wanted to talk about too, and that was the interview that was done with an Infinity Ward developer, where he said quickscoping would be possible, but it would be extremely hard. And some people may have looked at that and expected something different. Honestly, when reading that article, it did make it seem like sniping was going to be a lot harder than it actually is currently in Infinite Warfare. But he did continue to say that getting a one-shot kill would only be possible when shooting someone in the head with a sniper rifle. So I don't know if that's going to change when the full game comes out. I don't know if he, I don't know, had like a slip up or or what. I know in the Black Ops 1 beta, if you're lucky enough to get into that, then sniping was completely different in the beta. It was completely unnerfed. It wasn't even touched at all. It was just basically, it was the same ADS time, but once you ADS, you could shoot and it would go exactly where your scope was. So obviously that changed completely when Black Ops 1 was officially launched. And I mean, it might be the same thing with that. The only reason I don't think it would be like that is because in the longbow description, it says that it is a one-shot kill from above the waist. So I don't think they would make that the gun description unless, you know, that was their final idea. So either, I think in my opinion, either he had like a slip up and didn't realize what he was saying, or that was how the game was, and then after maybe some testing, it didn't play like they wanted it to play. I think if that was the case, I don't really know how it would play. I would have to try it for myself, but I feel like snipers would be next to useless. Obviously, I would have to try it for myself to know for sure, but just thinking about it, it definitely makes me think like it would be next to useless. So I think I've pretty much covered everything I want to talk about. I am curious to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you think sniping is overpowered, or if it's balanced, or if it's underpowered. Like, I feel like a lot of AR players and SMG players are saying it's overpowered, and a lot of snipers are saying it's underpowered. I was like, basically all I follow are people that do snipe. I follow a couple pros here and there. I haven't seen them say anything about snipers, but a lot of the snipers are saying, oh, this needs to be buffed, and the longbow is too slow, this and that, and they're hoping for all kinds of buffs. And then I go to Reddit and I see a lot of people saying that they need to be nerfed, and they're not playing if they're not nerfed. So it's kind of funny to see like every person's like perspective on things, and I think it's in a pretty good place. I think if half the community says they're underpowered and half the community says they're overpowered, maybe that means they're balanced. I don't know. I guess we'll see when the full game comes out if anything has changed as well, and then maybe I'll revisit this video and make a new one. But like I said, let me know what you guys think, and I will be back tomorrow with another Infinite Warfare video for you guys. I'm going to be grinding this all weekend. Super excited that they let us come in a day early. Hopefully they let us go a day late as well. That's what I'm hoping for. But I will be streaming this all weekend. Twitch.tv/Traumatized. You can find the link in the description. And hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. And thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.